and the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Thursday, May 29th. We begin on the northwest side, where state police say at least one person is dead after a crash on I-65 South. It happened just before 11 last night on I-65 between the 71st Street exit and I-465. At this time, state police have not released any other information. Online court records show a man charged in an alleged road rage shooting is due in court this afternoon. State police released pictures of the alleged victim's truck with its windows shot out. Images from the truck's dash cam were also released. Authorities say both helped investigators catch the suspect. This happened last Thursday morning on I-465 southbound, just before the exit to I-70. Police say 35-year-old Hector Torres Cabrera fired the gunshots. The man driving the truck was hit in the shoulder, but his injuries were not life-threatening. Investigators say the suspect told them he did not call 911 after the shooting because of his immigration status and fear of deportation. An Indianapolis woman says she was evicted from her home after signing a lease that turned out to be a fake. IT Maid reviewed the document and compared the fake lease to the real one to reveal just how easily this could happen to you. Kyla Russell reports.
In November, an Indianapolis mom moved into a Beech Grove home after signing this lease. She toured the home, worked with what she thought was an agent, and paid a deposit. But a few weeks later, someone knocked on the door to tell her she was living there illegally.
I was at work and I got a call stating that they bust in the door and they're taking our things.
Long before the eviction, she began looking for a place for herself and her kids in late October. She asked not to include her name for safety concerns.
I have 4 that's in the household now, and they're, kind of upset.
She found an ad for the home online and began working with an agent who said they were part of T&H Realty. T&H is a property management company in Indianapolis. I spoke to their CEO. He says this happens several times a year.
Scam artists will grab your photos, and if they're not watermarked, that's a first tip, is watermark all your photos. It does help. They'll take those photos and they'll create their own ads out there somewhere. Typically in places like Craigslist and Facebook marketplaces where we see most fraudulent ads occur.
Tallman says the scam artists are typically working from around the world. In this woman's case, she communicated with the fake agent via email and was offered a lease. So I got a copy of her fake lease and a copy of a real T&H lease. You can see here the fake lease claimed the home was owned by T&H, was an official document from the state, and says the deposit can be paid through electronic transfer.
Another red flag is if they ask you to Venmo them the first month's rent or the security deposit. Most landlords or property managers are going to have online portals you can use to where you make through a secure portal through your bank account.
And the real T&H lease lays out the exact portal to be used. And as far as getting the keys, she was asked to use the self-touring company Rently and was given a code to unlock a lockbox with the key inside.
They can use the self-showing services that a lot of property managers use. We've had instances where they've been told to have a call a locksmith and change the locks because they can't meet them at the property because they're out of town. So there's a lot of different ways where your property can be taken by someone who shouldn't be there.
When someone is in there and shouldn't be, T&H has a process they follow to move them out, which can lead to eviction.
I was illegally evicted in February, and it was traumatizing.
That was Kyla Russell reporting. For the second part of the story, tune in tonight to Wish TV at 10 or join us online at wishtv.com. The new leader of the Indianapolis FBI field office says the agency will take a more active role in immigration enforcement. Timothy O'Malley became the new special agent in charge of the city's FBI office on May 20th. He told News 8's government reporter Garrett Bergquist his team will search various databases and intelligence sources to identify who is in the country illegally.
We go out and we do an immigration enforcement operation. There's been a great deal of effort put into making sure that we are addressing the people that deserve to be deported from the country.
You can hear more of Garrett's conversation with O'Malley this Sunday on All Indiana Politics. Well, today is the day we revealed the last Golden Apple Award winner for the year. Dave Briggs, Hannah Mordew, and the Golden Apple team talked to the staff at Charles Warren Fairbanks Exploratory School 105 to find out what makes this teacher so great. Just take a listen.
She means what she says, and she says what she means.
How many? Three. Very good.
Looks at the whole child, and she's willing to take time with them.
Thumbs up or thumbs down, yes or no? Teaching is a demanding job. It really is. Yeah. And she goes at it, and I mean dives in head first.
She is one of the prominent heartbeats of our school. When I tell you, if you need an educator that is determined to fill her children with not only knowledge, but inspiration for further careers in life and just positivity, she's amazing. She fits that perfectly.
To find out who this month's winner is, just head over to wishtv.com, or you can download the Golden Apple podcast where you can hear in-depth conversations with the winners. Let's talk sports. The Pacers are just hours away from trying to clinch a trip to the NBA Finals for the first time in 25 years. If the Pacers win tonight, they will take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Tonight, the Pacers play the Knicks in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Head coach Rick Carlisle says the team has momentum, but now is not the time to let up.
Can't exhale. I mean, in the playoffs, I heard Steve Nash say this one time years ago. When you win, it feels like you're never going to lose again, and when you lose, it feels like you're never going to win again. And those are the emotions, and that's why each of these games looks and feels and is so different.
Sports 8's Andrew Chernoff will be live in New York City later today ahead of tonight's 8 p.m. tip-off. As for the Fever, the team struggled in their first game since Caitlin Clark's quad injury. They took on the Washington Mystics on the road last night. DeWanna Bonner tried to keep the Fever in the game. She scored a season-high 21 points, but the Fever shot under 40% from the field as a team and fell to the Mystics 83-77. The Fever are back at home to host the Connecticut Sun tomorrow night. Well, there was a lot of offense on the pitch at Carroll Stadium as the Indy 11 shared the honors in an 8-goal thriller against Hartford Athletic. Romario Williams' late goal in stoppage time ensured last night's game finished in a 4-4 tie. It was Williams' second goal of the night. The 11's next game is on the road next Wednesday in Alabama against Birmingham Legion. When it comes to the weather, Storm Track 8 says we are in for a foggy morning. Meteorologist Marcus Bailey has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
This morning, it's not everywhere. In fact, downtown, it's fine. But you don't have to go very far, especially to the north, when it does thicken up. And in a hurry, too, and it gets pretty rough here. So I kind of want to walk you through some things here. Let's start off first with the alert. That is a dense fog advisory for I-70 and north. And this will go until 9 o'clock. This morning. Marion County is included. Interestingly enough, Martinsville, places like Martinsville, Morgan County, Johnson County, Shelby County also included, not included rather, but they do have some fog that we're dealing with in some of our southern metro counties. These are visibilities in miles. Anything at 1 or below is where you may have a little bit of concern, okay? That's when it gets a little rough. Places like Shelbyville, Terre Haute, Bloomington, and Muncie, less than a half a mile of visibility. We're fine in Indy. Boy, that's a beautiful shot right now. But you get north of the city, it's a little rough. 55 currently, north wind at 5, which has kind of helped to promote some of the fog formation, that light wind. Low to mid-50s around central Indiana here this morning, 54 Muncie and 56 down in Shelbyville. Storm Track 8 Storm Tracker, it's pretty clean across much of central Indiana here for this morning. We are sandwiched between two systems, one going up to Canada, another into the Central Plains. This one will kind of play an impact for us as early as late tonight, much more so for your Friday, which will bring some scattered showers and storms. Once we get the fog out of here, which I think only hangs around for another couple of hours or so, really should be a nice day. Partly cloudy and highs into the mid-70s. So a nice warm-up on the way, just the beginning of some summer heat starting to build. We got to get through some Friday rain first, though. We'll time that out in my Storm Track 8 forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
To get a peek at Marcus Bailey's full forecast, just head over to wishtv.com, or you can download the Wish TV Storm Track 8 app. And don't forget to check out our Storm Track 8 weather blogs. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Thursday, May 29th. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.